This is section 3.4, practice A. We're going to do the bottom section. There's 6 problems there. We're not going to do all of them, but we are going to do a few of them. The question is, which line is steeper? So they give you 2 lines. You obviously have to find the slope of both lines, and then you're going to compare their slopes. What would make a line steeper than the other? Well, you're going to take the absolute value of both slopes. So having a positive slope like that and having a negative slope like that doesn't mean that one of these two is steeper than the other. It doesn't matter if it's going uphill or downhill. The steepness is determined by the rise to run ratio. Okay, so you would take the absolute value of that slope, and whichever fraction is bigger is the steeper line. So we'll do a few of these together. Here's number 16. We want the slope of line 1. So we're going to subtract our y values, 3 and 0. Put those there. Then we're going to subtract our x values, 1 and 0. Find the slope of line 2. We're going to subtract our y values, and we're going to subtract our x values. Three over 1 compared with 3 over 2. Which is bigger? We know you don't like fractions. You can use your calculator if you want to, but I think you should know 3 over 1 is just 3, and 3 over 2, if you're not sure, gives you that decimal. So you're basically comparing 3 with 1.5. That's your comparison. Now, which one's bigger? 3 is definitely bigger than 1.5, so that means this line right here is steeper. That's line 1. So which line through the given points is steeper is the question. Line 1 is the answer. I guess you could write line 1 is steeper if you wanted. So the skills are the same. Find slope. Use the formula. You're still comparing, but now you're comparing to see which one's bigger. Remember, it didn't come into play here, but the signs don't matter. You're taking the absolute value. Let's pick another one. I'll pick number 20 maybe because it looks kind of complicated. We have some negatives and some spots, and that always seems to present some issues. So we're going to find the slope of line 1, and we're going to do it by subtracting. So we're going to subtract our y values, 3 and 2. We're also going to subtract our x values, 2 and 1. That gives you a slope of 1 over 1. Let's find the slope of line 2. We're going to subtract our y's, negative 2 minus 4. Then we're going to subtract our x's, 4 minus 2. And you end up with this. It's a negative. It's okay. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3, so I'll just write it as negative 3 over 1. Now we're taking the absolute value of both of these. Which is bigger when you take the absolute value? So absolute value of 1 over 1 compared with absolute value of negative 3 over 1 is what you're looking at. That's your comparison. If you don't know that in your head, I'll just take it step by step. 1 over 1 is 1. When you take the absolute value of that, you get 1. Negative 3 over 1 is the same thing as negative 3. When you take the absolute value of that, you get positive 3. Well, which one's bigger? 3 is bigger. 3 is bigger than 1. So line 2 is steeper. That's all you do with those problems in that section. Find your slopes, compare them.